Well, more violence at the city's migrant shelters, this time at the former Lincoln Correctional Facility in Harlem, where a man was stabbed twice.
All right, Fox 5's Morgan Mackay joins us live from the scene in Morgan. This comes as the mayor is calling for changes to the city's sanctuary city law.
You're exactly right, Steve, Natasha. But first, on that stabbing at the migrant shelter here in Harlem, City Hall tells us there are security guards, but no security cameras. However, they are looking at installing additional security measures. They just recently announced that they are installing metal detectors at the migrant shelter on Randall's Island. A 24-year-old man was found stabbed twice on Wednesday at the former Lincoln Correctional Facility, currently serving as a migrant shelter. The NYPD responded to a 911 call at around 11:30 a.m. and found the man stabbed in the back and abdomen. He was taken to Mount Sinai Morningside in stable condition, but the NYPD is still searching for a suspect. On Tuesday, Mayor Eric Adams spoke about other violent incidents at migrant shelters and emphasized how migrants are being forced to sit around all day without the ability to work.
All day, we have men that must sit around all day and can't work. It's amazing how calm they have been.
Right now, the Adams administration is making a strong push to change one part of the sanctuary city law. In 2014 and 2017, under former Mayor Bill de Blasio, the City Council strengthened the existing sanctuary city laws by prohibiting the NYPD from alerting federal immigration officials about a migrant who has been charged with a crime. As it stands right now, the city can only alert ICE if a migrant has been convicted of a crime in certain cases. City Council Speaker Adrian Adams emphasized on Wednesday that they have no plans to make changes to the law.
These are innocent people who are fearful of partaking in community activity because of their status.
But Adams' chief counsel, Lisa Zornberg, says that a 1989 executive order issued by former Mayor Ed Koch already made clear that the city could not alert ICE about migrants who sought city services or were victims of a crime.
That original executive order recognized that people's immigration status is confidential.
Governor Kathy Hochul would not say if she would back Adams' push to make changes to the sanctuary city laws, but said that the state's sanctuary city policies do allow for coordination with ICE.
We do cooperate with federal authorities under our policy.
I also asked City Hall if making changes to the sanctuary city laws is something Mayor Eric Adams can do through executive action, but they said that this is a law passed through the City Council, so it's the City Council that will have to make the changes. Reporting live from Harlem, I'm Morgan Mackay. Steve, Natasha.
Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. What you just heard was a clip by Fox 5 about a stabbing that just happened in New York at one of the shelters involving illegal migrants again. And what you hear is every excuse in the book from the leftists who, no matter who is getting hurt, be it an illegal immigrant or an American citizen, they just won't budge on sending people back. And they're trying to put, like I keep saying, lipstick and makeup on this pig as if all these instances are just like one-offs. Okay? Before I put my thoughts into it and we go into the next how can I say, I mean, you know, they're news stories and nobody's talking about them, but we're going to get into that. But anyway, I just want to thank all my subscribers here on YouTube and on Rumble. All my new subscribers, thank you so much for joining the channel, joining the family, joining the movement. Thank you to all my patriots out there. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, pass it around, pass the news around, because the mainstream media is not, and literally not trying to blow a dog whistle or anything like that. People are getting hurt, okay? And at this point, it doesn't matter who it is, but we know that this surge in these illegal immigrants that are coming in, once again, and I'll say it, Trump was right, okay? There's a lot of bad people coming through the border, and anybody can be a victim, okay? If you want to help also support the channel, I'll leave a link in my description to my Cash App and PayPal, and a link to my merch store, trueoutlaw.patreon.com. So, with that being said, you know, it's disgusting for Eric Adams to say what he said. Okay, Kathy Holcomb, is disgusting. The people in Adams' administration, the way they're trying to make excuses for these illegal immigrants. Okay, especially going all the way back to like when Mayor Koch, you know, was the mayor of New York. Everybody knows, and at that time he was a disaster himself. Excuse me, you know. So, I mean, it does not surprise me, but at the same time, it's just mind-boggling that you would think that they would quit the bullshit already, okay, and stop making freaking excuses, okay, especially the way Eric Adams says, you know, these guys are just sitting around all day. You know, there are hundreds of thousands of people born in America that are out of work, that sit around all day long trying to figure things out. They don't go out there and just start committing all heinous types of crimes. Okay, or I should say all types of heinous crimes. Okay, they're not out there stabbing people in the stomach, stabbing people in the back, jumping on cops, raping people. They're not doing it. They're not doing all that. Okay, that's a different mindset. Okay. But these freaking Democrats make it seem like they have to keep making excuses when it's like, listen, okay, stop lying to yourself in the mirror, stop lying to the people away from the mirror, and just do your damn job and protect your constituents, protect American citizens. Go to your boy, okay, what's left of his brain in the White House, and tell him we gotta send everybody back until we can figure things out. But they won't do that. By hook or by crook, they have to stand their ground. And the thing about it is, once again, they don't care who gets hurt. Okay? Now, that was just in New York. Okay? Once again, just in New York. Let's see how the rest of the country's doing. Okay? Here we go. Okay, that news clip was by Fox. Okay, that was in New York. Okay, now once again, Fox is putting this one out. Let's check out this one. This is an article. Okay, Salvadorian illegal immigrant arrested in connection to Maryland murder of 2-year-old boy. Okay, so this one's from El Salvador. This happened in Maryland. An illegal Salvadorian immigrant has been arrested in connection to the murder of a toddler in Langley Park, Maryland, earlier this month. The Prince George's County Police Department announced Tuesday night. According to authorities, Nilson Trejo Granados, 25, is now the 5th suspect arrested for the murder of 2-year-old Jeremy, I don't know how to pronounce his middle name, but Caceres. Trejo Granados was charged with first and second degree murder, police said. He remains in police custody on a no bond status. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and Removal Operations, ERO, Baltimore spokesperson James Covington confirmed to Fox News that Trejo Granados is an unlawfully present Salvadorian national. On November 2nd, 2022, a Department of Justice immigration judge in Newark, New Jersey, ordered Trejo Granados removed from the U.S. He ordered him removed from the U.S., and he's still here, and a baby's dead. That's the prick right there. Let's continue. Look at his face. According to ICE records obtained by Fox 5, the Montgomery County Police Department arrested Trejo Granados on March 21st, 2023, and charged him with theft. So, in 2022, okay, in Jersey, he was deemed not to be here legally. In March of 2023, okay, he was arrested in Montgomery County for theft. Okay, so let's keep going. While those charges remain pending, ICE issued an immigration detainer on Trejo Granados with the Montgomery County Detention Center on March 22nd, 2023. However, the agency says MCDC refused to honor the detainer, and Trejo Granados was released by MCDC on March 27, 2023. So anybody and everybody that works for MCDC, that baby's blood is on your hands. Live with it every single day. Here we go. MCPD arrested Trejo Granados on September 26. Okay, this is later that year, 2023, and charged him with theft again and attempt to obstruct and hindering. ICE then issued an immigration detainer with MCDC again on Trejo Granados once more on September 27, 2023. However, MCDC released Trejo Granados from custody once again on October 12, 2023. A day after his most recent arrest was announced, ERO Baltimore issued an immigration detainer against Trejo Granados with the Prince George's County Detention Center in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. On February 8th, a detective working in the area heard gunfire and attempted to locate a crime scene. The detective discovered Puo Caceres suffering from a gunshot wound. The child was pronounced dead a short time later at a hospital. The toddler's mother was also shot, but her injuries were not considered life-threatening. Okay? Since the murder, police have identified and arrested 4 other Maryland suspects, including a 15-year-old male from Tacoma Park and a 16-year-old male from Hyattsville. They are both charged as adults. The homicide unit has also arrested 33-year-old Israel Fuentes Jr. of Lewisdale and 28-year-old Johnny Alejandro Teshiros of Lewisdale. According to police, the preliminary investigation revealed 2 groups of males exchanged gunfire near where the victim and his mother were walking. Investigators determined the 2 victims were not the intended targets, but an innocent child was killed. So you see all this should have happened, and they kept letting him loose and letting him loose and letting him loose, and an innocent baby is dead. That is one article that I came across today from a guy from El Salvador, an illegal from El Salvador, what he did in America. Let's go to the next one. Here we go. Okay, this one is, it says, Honduran illegal migrant arrested for rape of girl, 14, stabbing man during knife point robbery. Again, by Fox, because the mainstream media, they won't put stuff like this out. Let's see where this one happened. It says, an illegal immigrant from Honduras has been arrested in Louisiana. Look at that. So we got New York, we got Maryland, and we got Louisiana. Okay, for allegedly raping a 14-year-old girl and repeatedly stabbing another man during a robbery. With a local police chief blasting the obstacles law enforcement is faced with while trying to capture criminal illegal immigrants. Okay. Angel Mateus Castellanos Orellana, 19, had been on the loose for the rape of the girl earlier this month when he was arrested Sunday for robbing a man at knife point as he got out of his car in the 2600 block of Phoenix Street in Kenner. The Kenner Police Department said in a Facebook post, Castellanos Orellana, whatever, approached the man and demanded his property before the illegal migrant stabbed the victim multiple times in the face and his back. According to Fox 8, the victim was taken to a local hospital and is in stable condition. A picture of this prick right here. There you go. Here goes another one. Okay. Let's see. Castellanos Orellana has been charged with armed robbery, aggravated battery, first-degree rape, and aggravated assault for the 2 incidents. A federal ICE detainer was also issued for Castellanos Orellana, whatever, police said. Okay, let's continue a little more. In the Facebook post, Kenner police said the local law enforcement agencies are often hindered when trying to deal with illegal immigrants due to the lack of documented identifiers, and noted that Castellanos has used aliases in the past, including the name Elvin Lockett. Elvin Lockett. How many people do you know named Elvin Lockett come from Honduras? I'll digress on that. They asked anyone with information on Castellanos Orellana to contact them. Kenner Police Department Chief Keith Conley also railed against illegal immigrants committing crimes in the area and said they pose challenges for law enforcement for many reasons. Lack of access to data, false identification, and language barriers put local law enforcement at huge disadvantages, Conley said. We cannot verify if an illegal alien is giving correct information as it pertains to names and dates of birth. It is not only a drain on police manpower, but a financial drain on local law enforcement's budget and taxpayers' money. In a 25-day period, this illegal alien caused terror in our community. We are glad he's off our streets. But will he be back? Will he have a new identity? With other crimes, what other crimes has he committed since he crossed our borders? Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry passed on his well wishes to the victims and said Castellanos should never have been in the state in the first place. Everyone will agree. Well, anyone with a heart. Not so much, our leftist politicians, but I'll leave it at that. Sharon and I are praying for the victims and their families who were harmed by this undocumented criminal, Landry wrote on X. This man should have never been in Louisiana. We must close our borders and keep our communities safe. The incident comes on the same week that an illegal Salvadorian immigrant was arrested in connection to the murder of a toddler in Langley Park, the story I just read you before that. Maryland, Langley Park, Maryland, earlier this month. Nearly 7.3 million migrants have illegally crossed the southwest border under President Biden's watch, a number greater than the population of 36 individual states, a Fox News analyst found. Okay, so there we go, folks. That's another one. So not only did this guy come in illegally, lied, committed crimes, stabbed somebody, raped somebody else, was on the run, used illegal names and stuff like that, aliases. This was in Louisiana. You guys ready for the next state? Here we go. Okay. This one, people, was in Boston. This one is from Guatemala. Illegal Guatemalan national arrested in Boston, convicted of sexual assault on child under 14. Dire threat. Okay, an illegal immigrant from Guatemala has been arrested and convicted of assault and battery on a child under the age of 14. The Enforcement and Removal Operations ERO Boston announced on Tuesday. Officials said on February 21st, ERO Boston arrested a 34-year-old Guatemala national who was recently convicted of sexual assault on a child. Okay, this individual represented a dire threat to the residents of Massachusetts, says ERO. Boston Field Office Director Todd M. Lyons. Unlawfully present, convicted sex offenders should not be given the opportunity to reoffend. The victim of his crimes deserves better from our justice system. The men and women of ERO Boston will continue to protect our communities from such threats. The man who was not named was arrested in the North Shore city of Gloucester and had been released by the Gloucester District Court despite ERO Boston having filed an immigration detainer against him, according to officials. Officials believe the 34-year-old unlawfully entered the United States in April 2011 at an unknown location and without being inspected or admitted by U.S. immigration official. He was later detained and arrested in December of 2023. Look at that, people. Look at that. All on Biden's watch. All these illegal immigrants that are committing rape and attempted murder and murder being let loose, committing more crimes, and then after another crime that cannot go unchecked, that cannot be hidden anymore, then they pick them up. This is all sickening. This is all done by the Biden regime. Everybody, every victim that has suffered at the hands of these scumbags, these monsters, okay, all that falls on the Democrats, okay, and the Rhino Republicans, and anybody, any church organization, anybody that is helping these people come in here illegally and just wanting to scatter them around the United States. Okay? You guys ready for one more? Because to tell you the truth, I just got home not too long ago and I was just scouring the internet, and this was one story after another story after another story after another story. Boom, 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 boom. But does the mainstream media talk about it? No. No, you don't. You have incompetent fools like Mayor Adams talking about, oh, well, these guys are just sitting around all day. And everybody else, well, we got to help them. If we get them jobs, maybe they won't be out there raping. Oh, yeah, because, the typical person doesn't have a job. Their first thought is, let me just go kill somebody just for the hell of it. And let me just go rape somebody just for the hell of it. Yeah, that's what the normal person does, right? The average normal person that's out of a job. Is that what they do? Really? Really? But let's continue. Here we go. Now this one, ironically, okay, or I should say surprisingly, is by the New York Post. This one comes from Venezuela. A Venezuelan migrant who entered U.S. illegally charged with raping teen girl in Virginia. Okay? A Venezuelan migrant in the U.S. illegally after being stopped and then released at the border 5 months ago has now been charged in Virginia with sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl. Renzo Mendoza Montes, 32, was arrested last week on 2 felony charges for sexually assaulting an underage child, deputies in Campbell County announced. Here's the picture of this scumbag right here. Another one. Okay. He is facing charges of carnal knowledge of a child without force and taking indecent liberties with a child. Authorities say Montes is a Venezuelan citizen who has been in the county illegally since he crossed the southern border into El Paso on September 2nd. He was detained and released by U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Wow, officials told Fox. Check that out. But the New York Post is out here, putting this news article out. Montes is being held without bail at the Blue Ridge Regional Jail as deputies continue to investigate the alleged crimes. We are especially sensitive to the fact that these crimes involve a young juvenile who lives here within our community, Sheriff Whit Clark said in a statement. Like any criminal investigation conducted by the Campbell County Sheriff's Office, upholding the integrity of a case is a priority for our department and the Campbell County Commonwealth's attorney. Governor Glenn Youngkin also spoke out about the case and said Montes would face the full weight of the Virginia justice system. We pray for the victim tonight and thank the Campbell County Sheriff's Department, he said in a post on X. Let's be clear. Prosecution must be to the fullest extent of the law. The Post has reached out to Customs and Border Protection for comment. And let me guess, and that's the end of the article, they probably won't get much. Maybe they will, because there are many good men and women working the border, and they are, they basically have their hands tied by the freaking tyrants that are in Washington and in all these blue states and all these blue counties and red states that are being run, by a regime that doesn't give a damn who gets raped, who gets murdered, who gets stabbed, who gets robbed. They don't give a damn about none of that. None of it. And then you got this freaking dingbat Ocasio on TV, talking about that what's going on at the border is a myth. Really? Was it a myth that poor girl from the University of Georgia was murdered by an illegal immigrant? Is that a myth? Are all these articles myths? They obviously have people in custody for all these crimes. Are these myths? The stabbing in New York? In your hometown, Ocasio? Just recently, in one of the migrant shelters, one migrant stabbing another. Is that a myth? People, if anybody wants to join my channel, if anybody is a patriot out there, whether you're from America or around the world, you want to join my channel, please do. If you are somebody from the left and your eyes are opening up and you want to be part of a movement, and I'm not advocating for violence or nothing like that. What I'm advocating for is that the information has to be put out. Nothing goes away. These people, not all, but many that are coming in, we were warned by Donald Trump, of the criminals that they're letting out. They're emptying out their prisons, their insane asylums. They're getting through. I was watching the leader of Poland a couple of days ago, standing in front of, I forgot who it was, but he was in front of other political officials. And he told them straight out, he goes, you know why crime is so low in Poland? We don't let illegals in. Some people may think that's harsh. But until you can clean up the mess in your own yard, you have no business letting other people in to make more mess in that yard. And that is what's going on in America. That the Democrats and the Rhino Republicans, they do not want to clean up the mess in our own backyard. But they want to invite other people over who are going to come and make a bigger mess. I have nothing against human beings. I have nothing against any race. But I'm an American first. Because to tell you the truth, Two things are true. Number one, all these people that they caught that committed these crimes, they were all illegal immigrants that committed crimes, and they kept letting them go, and they kept committing crimes. That much is true. Number two, I don't know who these victims were. If they were Democrat, Republican, gay, straight, black, white, I don't know. That doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that illegal immigrant criminals are coming in killing Americans. And if nobody on the left can get that through their head, then you're a damn fool. Plain and simple. If we don't put America first, anybody will be a victim. Anybody. Remember that. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. Please pass it around and pass this information around. Let everybody know. Okay? I'm not saying point the finger at anybody and everybody that's coming here looking for a better life. What I'm saying is they should have never taken away Trump's policies. They need to round up all these illegals, send them back. If they're good-hearted people and they're desperate, they will go through a port of entry and do it the right way. Okay? Because people, this is going to get worse before it gets any better. And waiting for a new presidency, waiting another year for a new man to be in the White House, for Donald Trump to be in the White House, God only knows the chaos is going to continue from this day forward. Look at where it's at right now. Look at where it's at. And we're just in February. Okay? You don't think the Democrats are going to just open up the floodgates? You know, Texas, Abbott has slowed down the influx of illegals, but now they're finding ways through Arizona and California. You think Governor Newsom is doing anything in California about it? No. You think Governor Hobbs in Arizona is doing anything about it? No. They're just letting them in. If you don't believe me, look it up about the mountainside in California where they're showing video of all these illegals coming down the mountainside to get onto a main road. Don't take my word for it, people. Look it up. This is what the left is doing. They're letting in criminals. And unless we can vet every single one and find out who they are, we'll never know. It's safe to say that the children are not. I get it. It's safe to say. But what about all these men? Okay? And some women. There's a lot more people. Believe me, I can do this all day for the next 10 days straight and probably not even make a dent in it. Because there was more articles coming out yesterday, but I just had to. I'm telling you, it is overwhelming. Overwhelming. Okay? But if you want to help support the channel, I'll leave a link in my description to my Cash App and PayPal. You can help the channel by subscribing and also buying one of my t-shirts, True Outlaw Patriot. Show you American pride. That'll help the channel a lot. We got to stay vigilant, people, as I always say. Okay? So remember, stay vigilant. Keep praying. Keep praying for each other. Keep praying for this country. Keep praying for the children and all the victims that have suffered. And pray for the ones that whose lives were taken away. Peace.